Exposed, the incredible act of a K-9 that transformed a little girl's frozen moment into an amazing journey of courage. Lily Bennett stood at the edge of the winter fair, her heart thumping like a drum in her chest. The air was thick with the scent of cinnamon and hot cocoa, laughter danced around her like twinkling fairy lights, but she felt like an outsider in her own fairy tale. With her single father, a military veteran, there was always love, but the suffocating weight of financial struggles shadowed their joyful moments. Despite dreaming of becoming a veterinarian and healing animals, self-doubt crept into her mind like a persistent winter chill. Did she have what it took? As she watched kids darting about in the glittering chaos, excitement turned into apprehension. All eyes were on Duke, the celebrated K-9 police dog, known for his bravery and loyalty. He was majestic, muscles rippling beneath his shining coat, but as Lily stepped forward, nerves tangled in her belly. Just then, in an instant that echoed through the fair, she lost her grip on the leash. Duke, spurred by the thrill of the crowd, sprang forward, crashing straight into a table piled high with holiday ornaments. Glass shattered and laughter transformed into a chorus of teasing whispers. Lily's heart plummeted. Shame flooded her, wrapping around her like a suffocating blanket. She wanted to disappear, to undo the chaos, but all she could manage was retreating deeper into herself, her cheeks burning with humiliation. Yet, in that moment of despair, Duke sensed her turmoil. He broke away from his handler, lumbering toward her as if the rest of the world had faded. His gentle eyes held a warmth that ignited a flicker of hope within her, thawing the ice that had settled around her heart. Here was a creature who understood, who saw beyond the mistakes. But the warmth was short-lived. Just as Lily began to sense that spark of connection, she heard whispers about her father, accusations swirling like a bitter wind. He was wrongfully accused of theft at the fair, a cruel twist of fate that turned their tight-knit community against him. Some rallied behind the veteran, but others clung to their prejudices. With every passing moment, she watched her father's spirit dim, a soldier now fighting an unwinnable battle. Why do they think this? Lily pondered, confused by the unfairness of it all. Each whisper she overheard made her feel smaller, lost in a sea of judgment. Could she fight for him? Could she overcome their mutual shame? Duke became her guiding light, unwavering and strong. He was instinctual, his senses picking up on the truth buried beneath the false accusations. Together, they began to uncover clues, unraveling the mystery piece by piece. With each step, Lily felt a surge of courage swell within her. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As they faced one obstacle after another, the connection between Lily and Duke grew stronger, igniting her belief that they could clear her father's name. But just when it felt like justice was within reach, a shocking secret threatened to dismantle everything she fought for. With her heart racing, a question loomed: will I stand beside my dad and fight against the lies, or let fear dictate my dreams? In that tense moment, Lily looked deep into Duke's loyal eyes, knowing that everything hung in the balance, in that fleeting, precious moment. Lily's breath caught as she realized the choice before her was hers alone to make. The world felt like it was closing in, the vibrant colors of the fair dimming into muted tones. But Duke, with his comforting presence, reminded her that she wasn't alone. She could almost hear his steady heartbeat, echoing with an unwavering belief that they could find the truth together. In the distance, the chatter of laughter and joy continued, oblivious to the turmoil raging within her. But she couldn't ignore the insistent whispers that floated through the air. He's guilty, one voice sneered. A disgrace to the uniform, another scoffed. Each jab pierced Lily's heart, and her determination wavered for the briefest moment. But just as quickly, Duke shifted beside her, nudging her hand with his wet nose. It was as if he was telling her to push through the doubt. "You believe in him," she whispered, more to herself than to Duke. The sweet taste of resolve washed over her. She squared her shoulders, stubbornness igniting a fire within her. The first clue they needed to follow lay at the foot of the shattered ornaments. Lily knelt down, her fingers brushing against the cold glass pieces scattered like broken dreams on the ground. Among the shards, she noticed something shiny and distinct, a golden keychain emblazoned with the initials JM. "Is that?" she breathed, recognizing it from when she and her dad visited the fair organizers weeks earlier. She bit her lip, excitement bubbling up inside her. It was a lead. They needed to find the owner of the keychain and discover what connection it had to the incident. She glanced up at Duke, who seemed to pulse with energy, ready to chase after answers. "Okay, boy, let's follow this clue," she said, her voice shaking with a mix of anxiety and hope. Moving through the fair, they pressed onward, Lily clutching Duke's leash like a lifeline. They navigated through the crowd, her heart racing in sync with the bustling sounds around her. Each step felt heavier as they neared the lost and found booth. There, behind a counter, stood a young woman sorting through various items. With a determined voice, Lily approached. "Excuse me, I found this keychain. Do you know who it belongs to?" She held it out, her pulse quickening as she awaited an answer. The woman glanced at it, brow furrowed in thought. "That belongs to Joe Malone, the firework vendor. He's usually set up right by the entrance." Relief washed over Lily. "Thank you." They dashed towards the entrance, weaving through the mass of festival-goers, Duke leading the way with his unyielding enthusiasm. As they reached Joe's booth, they found a middle-aged man animatedly talking to a group of children, his eyes sparkling with joy. "Excuse me, Mr. Malone?" Lily called out, her voice loud enough to cut through the laughter. The man turned, and recognition flickered across his face when he saw the keychain. "Ah. That's mine. I thought I'd lost it for good," he exclaimed, but then his expression shifted to one of surprise. "What do you need it for, young lady?" Lily took a deep breath, her heart hammering. "We think it might be connected to a misunderstanding about my dad. He's been accused of something he didn't do. Can you remember what happened the day the ornaments broke?" Joe's smile faded as he considering her words. "I saw someone lurking near the table when it happened, but I couldn't see who. They knocked a box of rockets over right before the crash. It all happened so fast." Lily's pulse quickened. "Do you remember anything specific about that person?" Suddenly, a thought struck her. Had the whispers she'd heard been hints at something more sinister? She looked down at Duke, who stood protectively beside her, his ears perked. "We can clear Dad's name," she whispered with renewed belief. "But what if the person who really caused the trouble is still out there?" Duke turned, as if sensing the urgency in her voice. Their path of truth stretched ahead, winding through shadows and light. And just as hope reignited in her chest, she heard a faint rustle behind them. Would the true culprit emerge from the shadows, or would they find themselves lost in deeper danger? Lily's heart raced as she turned to see where the rustle had come from. Duke sensed her tension, his guard up as his body stiffened beside her. She squinted against the fading light of the fair, scanning the faces of the crowd. A small figure darted between the festival-goers, just a glimpse of brown hair and a tattered hoodie. "Hey! Wait!" she shouted, an instinct pulling her forward. Duke tugged at the leash, eager to chase. They cut through the throng, eyes locked on the mysterious figure, pushing past the jubilant laughter and bright lights. It felt like they were in their own little world, with determination pulling them deeper into the fair's chaos. "Come on, Duke," she urged, and he bounded ahead, guiding her with the strength of his eager spirit. Lily's mind raced with questions. Could this person know more? What if they were connected to the incident? The possibility flickered like the bright fireworks that had lit the sky just days ago. Suddenly, the figure stumbled, dropping something shiny on the ground, a silver bracelet glinting in the twilight. Lily skidded to a halt. "Look!" She pointed at the bracelet. "They dropped it." Duke barked, but the figure was already gone, lost in the crowd. With a rush of adrenaline, Lily bent down and picked up the bracelet. The initials MP were intricately engraved on a small charm, and her heart sank. "Another clue," she whispered. "But who does it belong to?" Holding Duke's leash tightly, they turned toward the bustling booths nearby. A faint scent of cotton candy hung in the air, but it was drowned out by the urgency knotting in her stomach. Lily needed to find out who MP was. That could lead them closer to the truth about her father. As they moved on, she spotted a group of teenagers nearby, the carefree vibe around them contrasting sharply with her anxious search. The laughter felt distant, even mocking. She approached them cautiously, her voice steady despite the whirlwind emotions swirling inside her. "Excuse me, do you know anyone with the initials MP?" The teens exchanged glances, but one girl with bright orange hair nodded. "Yeah. That's Mia Parsons. She's in my art class." "Why?" Lily's heart soared. "Do you know where I can find her?" The girl shrugged. "She usually spends time near the food stalls." "Thanks." Without waiting for a response, she grabbed Duke's leash and powered through the crowd again, her heart pounding louder with each step. They finally arrived at the food stalls, the smell of popcorn and hot dogs wafting through the air. Crowds milled about, eyes wide with excitement as they awaited their treats. Out of the corner of her eye, Lily spotted a girl painting designs on another's arm, her hands moving with skill. "Mia!" she called, excitement threading through her voice. The girl's head snapped up, and recognition flickered across Mia's face. "Lily! What's up?" "I found something that belongs to you," she said, holding out the bracelet. "Do you know how you lost it?" Mia's eyes widened, confusion washing over her. "Oh my gosh! I thought I'd lost it ages ago while helping set up for the fair." She paused, looking at Lily closely. "Why do you have it?" Taking a deep breath, Lily poured out everything: the accusations against her father, the broken ornaments, Joe Malone's testimony. By the time she finished, Mia's eyes were full of understanding. "I did see someone the day the ornaments broke," Mia recalled slowly. "I thought they were just hanging around, but just before the crash, I saw them messing with the fireworks. I didn't think much of it at the time." "Do you think they're involved?" Lily felt a surge of hope mixed with fear. "It has to be connected." Suddenly, Duke barked sharply, pulling Lily's attention as he sniffed the air. She watched as a shadowy figure slipped behind one of the food stalls, the same brown hair she had glimpsed earlier trailing behind. "Stop!" Lily shouted, her voice full of urgency. Duke sprang into action, ready to follow. Was this the person she needed to confront? The margin between clarity and chaos shrank as she and Duke sprinted toward the stall. The moment of truth felt close, and Lily could almost taste it. Would they finally uncover the real story, or would they collide with something more dangerous than she could imagine? Lily barreled around the food stall, her eyes darting in every direction as Duke pulled her forward. The crowd melted away behind her, noise fading to a distant hum. The stall, once vibrant and filled with laughter, now felt like a heavy curtain shrouding her quest. "Duke, stay close," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. He barked once more, his nose quivering with excitement and determination. It was as if he could sense what lay ahead, a mystery that demanded to be solved. Peering around the corner, she caught sight of the figure darting behind a cluster of picnic tables. The brown hair, the hoodie. It had to be them. Heart racing, she tightened her grip on Duke's leash, ready for whatever revelation was about to unfold. "Hey! Stop!" she called again, the words laced with desperation. Would they flee once more, or would they turn around and face her? The figure paused, and for a fleeting moment, their eyes locked on hers. There was a flicker of recognition, a flash of something fear? Regret? Without thinking, Lily surged forward, pulling Duke along. Please. I just want to talk. She shouted, feeling the weight of every unanswered question pushing down on her. Why did this person bolt? What were they hiding? Just then, an unexpected shock came from Duke. He lunged ahead, barking ferociously, pulling Lily off balance. She nearly stumbled but regained her footing and followed closely. Duke! No! She protested, the urgency growing. The figure turned sharply, glancing back briefly before bolting toward the fair's exit, away from the bright lights and laughter, toward the shadowy parking lot. Lily's pulse quickened. If they made it out of the fair, she might never have another chance to find answers. Come on. We can't lose them. She urged Duke as they surged forward. The throng of festival participants passed in a blur, laughter fading behind her as she and Duke focused wholly on their target. The figure ducked through a narrow gap in the fence, squeezing through like a rabbit escaping into the wild. Lily hesitated for just a second, caught between the fear of losing this opportunity and the instinct to play it safe. But as Duke tugged insistently on the leash, she pushed past the last bit of doubt. They emerged outside the fairgrounds into the dimly lit expanse of the parking lot. The figure moved farther away, weaving between parked cars. A sudden burst of panic surged through Lily. This can't be happening. Duke, this way. She shouted as they rounded the nearest vehicle, her breath coming in fast gasps. Then, it happened. The figure stumbled and fell, hitting the pavement hard. Lily's heart stopped. Are you okay? She shouted, running forward, not caring about the risks involved now, but when she got closer, she saw the shadowy figure gasping for air, twisting and pulling at the hoodie to see their face. It was someone she recognized, someone she never expected. Mia? Lily exclaimed, her voice tinged with confusion and concern. What happened? Mia looked up, eyes wide, trembling. I didn't mean to run. I thought you were after me for the ornaments. Lily's heart sank. You were there? The pieces suddenly aligned in her mind. Duke stood alert, sensing the tension in the air. Lily knelt next to Mia, who struggled to catch her breath. It was an accident, she stammered, tears welling up. I didn't mean for anyone to get hurt. Why didn't you just tell me? Lily asked, her voice softening. You saw something, didn't you? Mia nodded, her fear palpable. But what if they find out I talked? I can't be next. What had Mia gotten herself into? Lily's heart raced anew as she envisioned the implications. They needed to get back to safety, but the story had only just begun to unravel. Together, we can figure this out, Lily promised. But we need to hurry before someone else catches up to us. The night was still young, but something darker loomed between them. What had Mia seen? And who was really pulling the strings behind the chaos? As they gathered themselves and turned back to the fair, the questions burned deeper in Lily's mind. The game was on, and she wouldn't stop until she discovered the whole truth. But what if the truth was more dangerous than she was prepared for? Lily helped Mia to her feet, her heart racing with fear and concern. They needed a plan. We can't just stay out here. What if they come looking for you? Mia nodded, wiping tears from her cheeks. I saw something I wasn't supposed to. It was all a misunderstanding, but now I'm scared, Lily. Scared is okay, Lily said, placing a reassuring hand on Mia's shoulder. But we need to face this together. Let us find somewhere safe to talk. They moved cautiously back towards the fairground entrance, glancing around as if shadows were lurking behind every corner. Duke stayed close, his alert stance serving as a comforting presence. Where did you see it? Lily asked, quickening her pace. What did you see? It was by the old fountain, Mia said hesitantly. Some guys were talking, and they didn't know I was there. It sounded like they were planning something illegal. Lily felt a chill crawl down her spine. Illegal? Like what? Mia hesitated again, her eyes darting. It's about the ornaments. They were trying to figure out how to move them without getting caught. I didn't mean to listen. Ornaments? Lily asked. Why did it feel like every question led to an even deeper uncertainty? Yes. The ones with the weird markings. Markings? Duke barked softly, sensing the weight of the conversation. They looked like symbols. I think they were more than just decorations, Lily. Lily pondered the broader implications of Mia's words. Suddenly, the fair didn't feel like light-hearted fun anymore. It transformed under her gaze, revealing an underbelly that churned with secrecy. They slipped through the entrance and past a few lingering festival-goers, their laughter and conversations fading into a distant echo. Lily spotted an empty tent nearby, the fabric billowing gently in the evening breeze. Let us get in there, she whispered, guiding Mia and Duke towards the secluded space. Once inside, they huddled together, the vibrant flutter of the tent flaps closing them off from the outside world. What if someone finds us here? Mia asked, her voice trembling. Then we'll run, Lily reassured her, though she could feel her own apprehension starting to creep in. Lily, what if they know I saw them? Mia looked deeply afraid. What if they come after me? Then we need to figure out what we're dealing with, Lily insisted, her resolve hardening. You may have seen something critical, something that could help us understand what's really going on. Taking a deep breath, Lily pulled out her phone, the screen lighting up their small, darkened refuge. Each flicker of light felt like a beacon, a tiny reminder that they had the power to uncover the truth. What if they're still out there? Mia whispered. Then let us figure out what we can do, and fast, Lily replied, the spark of determination igniting within her. Just then, a loud crash echoed from outside the tent, sending both girls jumping. They shared a wide-eyed glance, fear pooling in their stomachs. Heavy footsteps approached, and Lily could feel the tension building. Who was out there? Mia, stay quiet and stay close, she murmured, feeling her heart thump loudly in her chest. As they pressed themselves against the fabric, the footsteps grew louder, closer. It felt like she was caught in a whirlpool, twisting and spiraling toward the unknown. Even Duke was on edge, his growls low and rumbling, echoing the turmoil in Lily's heart. What are we going to do? Mia's voice quivered just above a whisper. Listen, Lily urged, straining to hear what was happening outside. Then, a chilling voice rang through the night, clear as a bell. We know you're in there, Mia. Come out now, and no one gets hurt. Lily's breath caught in her throat. Who were these people, and how had they found her so quickly? She needed answers, and time was running out. Would they come in? Would they find out their secret? Pressure weighed heavy on her thoughts. The stakes were higher than she ever imagined. Stay calm, Lily whispered, her mind racing with strategies. They had to act fast, or the truth would become even more dangerous than she thought. What was the real truth waiting to be uncovered beyond that tent, and what would it cost them to find it? Lily's heart pounded in her chest as the oppressive silence enveloped them. She could hear every faint rustle of fabric and the quickening breath of both Mia and Duke. The voice outside was commanding, chilling, and loaded with an unsettling authority that turned the fairground's air sour. Don't move, she whispered, daring to peek through a small gap in the fabric. The dusky twilight made it hard to see, but she could make out dark silhouettes moving around, their shapes sharp against the glowing carnival lights. Panic gripped her as she realized how quickly danger had emerged. She didn't know who they were or what they wanted, but that didn't matter right now. They were a threat. Mia, she breathed, dragging the girl's attention. We need to stay quiet and think. If we can get to the back of the tent, maybe we can sneak out. Mia's blue eyes were wide with fear, her small frame trembling. What if they catch us? Lily swallowed hard, holding back the despair gnawing at her insides. They won tea if we're careful. Just follow my lead, okay? Suddenly, the footsteps paused right outside. The voice called again, this time dripping with irritation, "We know you're in there. You think hiding will save you?" "Duke," Lily whispered, her eyes burning with urgency. "Stay by us and be quiet." As if sensing the gravity of the situation, Duke lowered himself to the ground, his instincts primed for protection. The air felt heavy, electrified with the tension of the inevitable confrontation looming outside. "Lily," Mia murmured, her voice like a feather caught in the wind, "what do we do if they come inside?" "Then we fight. We cannot show them fear. We need to outsmart them." The steel in Lily's voice surprised even her. This was not the time for fear, it was time for action. The tension outside thickened, and then they heard a heavy thud against the tent. Someone was trying to push in. "Mia, get ready," Lily urged. The weight of the situation pressed upon her, each second stretching longer than the last. She was fighting against her own impulses even as she prepared for whatever came next. The flap broke open with a sudden burst, and to Lily's horror, a shadowy figure lunged inside. It was a tall man, his features obscured in the dim light. "Out! Now! Run!" Lily shouted, instincts kicking in. She grabbed Mia's hand hard and yanked her toward the back of the tent, Duke trailing closely behind, ready to defend, but something shifted. A sudden rush of adrenaline chased away the panic. They dashed through the narrow space, the fabric of the tent billowing around them like a ghostly curtain. They burst out the back entrance into the chaos of the fairgrounds, a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds that felt surreal. The laughter of children spun around them, but there was no time to think, only to act. "Where do we go now?" Mia cried, her hand still clutching Lily's. "Over there." Lily pointed to a maze of carnival games and twisty pathways. "We need to blend in, find a way to lose them in the crowd." They sprinted toward the booths, hearts racing together, the thrill of the chase igniting something deeper within Lily. For a moment, she felt invincible, empowered, ready to face whatever came next. But glancing back, she saw two figures emerging from the tent, staring right at them. Her heart sank. They couldn't afford to be seen. "Stay close," she whispered fiercely to Mia. "We can't let them catch us." Pushing through the throngs of people, Lily felt a strange mix of dread and determination washing over her. What began as a night of fun had spiraled into a fight for their safety. With each passing moment, the mystery deepened. Those symbols Mia saw weren't just decorations. They were, somehow, part of something larger, something she couldn't yet grasp. As they ducked behind a row of colorful tents, Lily felt her pulse quicken with a mix of hope and fear. Would they be able to uncover the truth in time? Could they stop whatever it was that those men were planning? Before she could gather her thoughts, there was another shout from the direction they had fled. The chase wasn't over. "Move!" Lily urged, taking off again, her mind racing with possibilities, her heart thrumming with the urgency of their circumstances. Just then, everything changed when she glanced up and saw a flickering lantern swinging above, a signal, perhaps, or a hidden clue, something that could lead them deeper into the mystery they'd stumbled into. What lay ahead was uncharted territory, and they were diving in without a map. Could they grasp the threads of this dangerous tapestry before it unraveled completely? Lily's feet pounded against the dirt path as she pushed deeper into the maze of carnival chaos. Each flash of color surrounded her, a vibrant contrast to the danger lurking just behind them. She could feel Mia's small hand slipping slightly, the girl struggling to keep up. They had to keep moving, keep it together. "Just a little further," Lily called, glancing back to see how close their pursuers were. The two figures emerged from the throng, shadowy and determined. Panic flooded her chest. They were gaining ground. "Where are we going?" Mia shouted, her voice tinged with fear. "In here." Lily veered left, ducking around a booth filled with oversized stuffed animals. The smell of popcorn and cotton candy mixed in the air, jarring against their situation. They slipped into a narrow alleyway between two large wooden stalls, the sounds of the fair muted but still thrumming just outside. With no time to lose, Lily pulled Mia close, crouching down. Duke settled protectively in front of them, ears up and body tense, ready for anything. "Do you think they saw us?" Mia whispered, eyes wide and breathing quickly. "Not yet," Lily replied, but inside, doubt gnawed at her. She pressed a finger to her lips, urging silence. It felt like they were hiding in a heartbeat, suspended in time, where everything could change in an instant. As the sounds of footsteps approached, Lily's heart raced. She listened carefully, her senses heightened. Suddenly, a voice came through the gap. "You can't hide forever. We will find you." She exchanged a glance with Mia, both girls knowing they had to make their next move count. The thrill of the chase had locked them in a daze, but now reality was setting in. This was real. Lily's gaze darted around the narrow space. A back exit. It was just a few feet away, hidden behind stacks of carnival supplies. "Follow me," she urged softly, inching toward the opening. Mia nodded, determination replacing some of her fear. They stayed low, inching backward through the clutter until they reached the exit. Just as they were about to step out, they heard the footsteps grow louder, fainter gasps melding with the frantic calls of bystanders. "Duke!" Lily commanded, and with that, they burst through the entrance, emerging onto a quieter side of the fairgrounds. The sudden silence was jarring. With their breaths harsh in the stillness, they scanned the area. There were fewer people here, but it felt safer somehow, as though the fair's madness was a protective shield surrounding them. "Where now?" Mia asked, fear creeping back. "Let us find a place to regroup. Somewhere we can't be easily seen." Lily's mind raced as she led them toward the edge of the fair, a small thicket of trees offering cover. The lights from the rides twinkled like distant stars, illuminating their path. As they reached the trees, Lara suddenly sensed something. A flicker of movement caught her eye near one of the rides. She squinted against the dim light and saw another shadowy figure. This one wore a long coat, and his eyes gleamed with an unsettling intensity amidst the colors of the fair. "Lily, who is that?" Mia's voice trembled. "I don't know, but we can't stick around to find out," Lily whispered urgently. Suddenly, Duke growled low, a warning rippling through his body. They needed a plan, and fast. "Maybe we can climb that tree?" Mia suggested, pointing to a sturdy trunk promising some height and concealment. "Great idea." In one swift movement, they scrambled up, limbs scaling bark with desperate urgency. Just as they settled into a thick branch, the figure approached, scanning the area, an unyielding force cutting through their temporary sanctuary. "He's looking for us," Lily breathed, her heart racing once again. But as she locked eyes with the figure, something else flickered at the edge of her vision. The lanterns from before, swinging gently in the wind, but something under them caught her attention. A symbol? A marking that resonated with the drawings Mia had shown her. "What does it all mean?" Lily whispered, feeling her curiosity tugging at her, at odds with the danger. Below. As the figure turned, a chilling realization settled in. What if capturing the truth was the only way to escape this danger once and for all? What path would their pursuit of answers take them down? The tree branches swayed gently as Lily's grip tightened around Mia, her heart drumming a rapid beat in sync with the mounting tension. Duke remained alert, eyes locked on the figure below. The shadows mingled amid the carnival lights, but there was no hiding the cold dread creeping into Lily's chest. "What if he finds us?" Mia whispered, voice trembling. The innocence in Mia's tone contrasted sharply with the panic swirling around them. Lily glanced down, her gaze cutting through the darkness. The figure had stopped moving, an unsettling calm surrounding him. "We need to stay quiet," she whispered, hoping her voice could push the fear away, even just a little. Duke leaned closer, fur bristling subtly as he instinctively took a protective stance. The figure shifted, a glint of metal catching Lily's eye, an emblem, familiar yet alien. It was the same as the markings Mia had been repeating without knowing why. Did he know? Was he part of it? With a deep breath, Lily let her curiosity battle her fear. Mia, remember the drawings? She murmured softly. What if they mean something more? Mia nodded, her face pale but resolute. The stars, the circles, they were all connected. Maybe he's looking for something, Lily speculated, her mind racing. Or someone. A sudden shout broke through the carnival noise, drawing the figure's attention. His head whipped around, the glimmering eyes scanning the darkness before settling on another cluster of people nearby. They're close. He barked, urgency in his voice. We need to split up. Lily stiffened. Who was this person, and what was he looking for? It felt like they were part of a game that wasn't theirs to play, and they were just pawns. As he moved, the moment hung heavy in the air. The thud of adrenaline echoed louder than the carnival's music. It was now or never. Lily, what do we do? Mia squeaked, her grip on Lily's arm tightening. Lily's mind whirled. If he's searching for something, maybe we can. Before she could finish, the figure stepped forward again, his back to them, focused on the opposite end of the fairground. For a split second, the path before them opened, daring her to take action. Let us go. Lily breathed, leaping from the branch with Mia close behind. They hit the ground softly, but urgency propelled them forward. Duke followed, his growl quiet but ready. They dashed through the thicket past colorful tents and fluttering banners, their hearts racing. The weight of their flight pressed on them like a physical force. Where to? Mia gasped, glancing around. Over there. Lily pointed to the Ferris wheel looming above, its lights creating a beacon in the chaos. They could blend in. They hurried toward it, ducking behind a booth selling novelty souvenirs. The jarring laughter of fairgoers faded into a dull hum. It felt safe, at least for the moment. Lily pushed against the cold wooden planks, scanning the crowd for anything that resembled the markings again. We need to find out what this means. Whatever it is, it could be connected to him. Suddenly, Mia's voice broke through her thoughts. Look. She pointed. The ride. It has the symbol on it. Sure enough, among other fantastical designs painted on the wheel, the same markings they had seen danced around the base of the ride. Realization lit up Lily's mind, pulse quickening with each revelation. Mia, we have to. But before she could finish, another shout tore through the air, sharper and more pronounced. There. They went this way. Lily's stomach dropped. They were running out of time. Duke whined, sensing his owner's dread. In that moment, Lily knew they had to act swiftly. But what was the link between the mark, the ride, and the figure hunting them? Was running now a better option than finding out? A fierce determination settled in her gut. The truth might unlock more than just their escape from danger, it might connect them in ways yet to be discovered. As they rushed toward the ride, a thought clawed its way up from the shadows of uncertainty. What if facing the figure meant facing something bigger, something they weren't prepared for? How much further can we go? Lily wondered, urging them on as the figure's presence loomed in the back of her mind. Mia looked up at her, fear mixed with hope in her eyes. Together we can find out, right? Together. The word echoed between them, a promise of strength against the impending storm. But was that enough to truly prepare them for what awaited? Would the ride reveal the final answer or push them further into the unknown? In that heartbeat of clarity, as lights twinkled and that familiar emblem shimmered, the only answer was to take the leap into the chaos ahead. They had no choice but to see what lay in wait at the top. Lily and Mia sprinted toward the Ferris wheel, the cacophony of the carnival fading around them, replaced by the pounding of their hearts. Duke trotted close behind, his instincts on high alert, scanning the shadows for any sign of danger. They veered between booths, ducking just in time as a juggler's colorful props flew through the air, oblivious to the urgent chase brewing beneath the surface. What do we do when we get there? Mia panted, fear creeping into her voice again. Each step felt heavier, as if the ground beneath them was trying to pull them back into the shadows. Lily's mind raced. She could see the ride's dazzling lights glimmering like stars against the night sky, but more importantly, the icon they had seen was clearer now. "We have to find a way to get up there," she shouted back, determination strengthening her words. The markings could be a clue. They finally reached the base of the Ferris wheel, the giant structure towering over them like a sentinel cloaked in lights. Lily glanced up, squinting against the brightness. Excitement and uncertainty tangled in her chest. Duke's low growl pulled her from her thoughts. Turning, she noticed the figure weaving through the crowd, his posture tense and calculated. He wasn't just searching, he was hunting, and every passing second brought him closer. "Mia, behind the booth," Lily urged, pointing to a stall selling colorful cotton candy. They ducked behind it, hearts racing, peering out to catch a glimpse of where the figure was headed next. "Do you think he can see us?" Mia whispered, her hands trembling against the wood. "I don't think so," Lily replied, though her gut told her this wasn't over yet. She fought to keep her breathing steady, knowing they couldn't hide forever. "But we have to move before he figures it out." When the figure pivoted briefly, revealing his frustration to the carnival lights, Lily made a snap decision. "We need to go up. Now." Without waiting for a response, she took Mia's hand and rushed toward the ride. "Tickets!" bellowed a booth attendant, eyes scanning the two girls. But Lily didn't stop. She leapfrogged over the small rope barrier, pulling Mia along with her. As they ascended into the air, the world below shrank. The carnival spread out like a fluorescent quilt, laughter and music wafting upwards, but all of it felt distant now. Up here, the night sky stretched infinitely, wrapping them in a quiet cloak as the gentle swaying of the wheel offered a momentary reprieve. "Lily, what if he follows us?" Mia's voice was barely above a whisper, her eyes wide with fear as they reached the crest of the ride. "We'll figure it out," she replied, staring at the view but inwardly wrestling with the uprise of worry. And then it hit her. From this height, she spotted the markings. The emblem they'd seen before was more than just a design, it was a pattern leading somewhere, maybe even explaining who that figure was and why he was searching for them. "Look!" She pointed outwards, excitement igniting her spirit. "The other rides they have the same symbols." Mia turned, eyes brightening in understanding. "Then it's like a map, we have to follow it." But as the Ferris wheel rotated, they caught a glimpse of the figure, now below and searching frantically. The doubt clawed at Lily's heart. Did they have any hope of unearthing the truth? "I don't want to be scared anymore," Mia said softly, a tear slipping down her cheek. What if the truth is worse? Lily's heart ached for her friend. What if it's the key to not only getting us away from him but also understanding everything we've been seeing? Just then, the wheel came to a stop. They were stranded at the very top, the carnival buzzing below but darkness brewing in their minds. "This is our chance now or never," Lily declared, her resolve solidifying. As they crouched, scanning the area for their next move, the weight of the world pressed down on them. What awaited on the other side of uncertainty? And could this ride lead them to their answers or push them into the clutches of danger? With a rush of adrenaline, they prepared to leap into the night, ready to see how it all connected, terrified but determined. The questions hung heavy in the air. Would the truth bring light or darkness? Would it finally set them free? The world spun on a dime as they sat suspended at the top of the Ferris wheel, everything below shrinking in the buzzing chaos of the carnival. The lights twinkled like 1,000 lost hopes, but right now, all that mattered was the pulse of determination surging through Lily. "Now or never," she whispered, her grip tightening on Duke's leash. With a jolt of courage, they hopped off the seat, landing softly on the platform. The night air hit their faces, electrifying in its freshness. Together, they made a pact this time, they would uncover the truth. They moved through the shifting shadows, glancing at the vibrant rides that glowed like a beacon ahead of them. Each symbol, Lily, they're everywhere, Mia said, her voice trembling with excitement and fear. Which means they lead somewhere, Lily replied, determination swelling in her chest. Let us find where they connect. As they traipsed through unfamiliar paths, they spotted a cluster of securities laughing near the edge of the fairgrounds. Suddenly, the figure's frantic movements flashed before Lily's mind. Look! There! She pointed toward the crowd. Mia's eyes widened in fear. Is he? Not if we head that way. Lily tugged her toward a tangle of rides, moving swiftly. They ducked behind a booth stacked with prizes, peering cautiously around the corner. It didn't take long before Mia caught the glint of something familiar near the toy booth. The symbols. She whispered, her heart racing. You're right. Lily exclaimed softly. If these link back to the truth about the night, then just then, the figure spotted them and ran toward their direction, his face unmistakable. Desperation kicked in as Lily grabbed Mia's hand. Run! Now! They darted through the crowd, but Lily's mind raced. They had to get to the source, to the deeper meaning behind the symbols. They bounded past laughter and neon lights, finally settling behind another booth, hoping to blend back into the fair's energy. Lily, the fireworks tent. Mia gasped. If they really are connected to what happened, we have to check it. Adrenaline flooded Lily's veins. Absolutely. This is it. Without hesitation, they slipped toward the tent, Duke trailing faithfully behind, sensing their urgency. Dropping low to remain unseen, they poked their heads through the tent's edges, and their hearts sank as they took in the new sight. Stacks of boxes, each one marked in bizarre symbols that tied everything together, reflected her exact fears. Are they planning illegal fireworks? Mia wondered aloud, glancing up at Lily. Ultralert, Lily knew they couldn't linger. This could expose everything. Let us find evidence. They rummaged through papers, and Mia's hands went still over a file marked secure. Lily, look at this. Peeking over, she recognized it immediately, a map of the fairgrounds, outlining the places where every accident had occurred. This is it. If we can expose this, Lily urged, it could clear Dad's name. But their hope shattered as the tent flaps rustled outside, the ominous voice cutting through like a knife. I know you're in there. Mia's breath stilled, panic flashing in her eyes. What do we do? Stay calm, Lily urged, her mind racing for a way out. The figure moved closer. This is it. We can't let them walk away. In a swift moment of clarity, Lily pulled efficiency from the depths of her being. They're hunting for us, but if we play this right, we'll flip their game. The adrenaline pushed her forward. Duke, stay. She commanded, pointing at the entrance and then towards a shadowy part of the tent. The loyal dog obeyed instinctively. Lily and Mia darted to the tent's rear escape route, hearts pounding, hoping to make it into the thicket surrounding the fairgrounds. But before they could reach the opening, one of the men charged in, blocking their exit. With no other choice, Lily summoned courage she didn't know she had left. We have everything to expose you, she declared, her voice ringing across the tent, surprising even herself. The man faltered, momentarily stunned. What are you talking about? But his bravado faltered the moment Duke charged forward, barking protectively. Run! Lily shouted, dodging past him with Mia, racing desperately away while Duke kept pace, determination electrifying their steps. Heartbeats syncopated with fear and hope, they maneuvered through clusters of carnival patrons, remembering every path they'd taken. As they exited toward the woods beyond the fairgrounds, the cacophony began to recede behind them. Each breath of fresh air rejuvenated Lily more. We need to get this information to the police, she breathed, glancing back. They can help prove Dad's innocence. But as they reached the thickets bordering the parking lot, Mia stumbled, breathless. Lily, what if they catch us? Then we fight, Lily said firmly. But first, we have to get somewhere safe. They reached a small hiding spot, crouching in the shadow of a dumpster, awaiting the figure's arrival. Hope flickered like a candle, fueled by ambition rather than fear. "This isn't over," Lily assured, squeezing Mia's trembling hand. As the figure searched the woods, Duke stood guard. "Stay strong," Lily whispered to her friend, wiping away the lingering brackets of despair. Suddenly, the loud honk of a police siren echoed through the air like a bell of hope. The fairground was now illuminated with flashing lights. Everything they fought for was poised to fall into place. "Over here," Lily called, springing from her hiding spot toward the source of the sound. Duke barked, leading them down the path of safety. In the surreal moment, the figure, realizing he'd been tricked, lost in the chase, turned to run, but it was too late. The shimmering lights of justice caught up with them. It seemed truth would be their ally after all. The moment felt triumphant, lighting a spark within Lily. The bond with Duke and Mia fortified her spirit as they rushed toward the noise, ready to reclaim what was rightfully theirs, a life free from shackles of judgment. With newfound clarity, Lily understood, this wouldn't just change her life but rewrite the legacy of courage and loyalty that defined who they were. And just like that, on the cusp of resolution, they charged down the path together, whispers of victory shimmering in the crisp night air, hearts overflowing with hope. This was their story now, and it was only just beginning. Now's your chance to join this incredible journey. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm, and show you believe in the power of transformation. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about this ending. Your thoughts matter more than ever. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second. Only true fans understand the importance of supporting the channel through these actions.